is the HERDLINE News.
So Antonio Brown has requested a trade and used social media to highlight his frustrations with the Steelers, and he's asking for guaranteed money. So the stage has been set for negotiations, and the Steelers have a condition. According to Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk, he said, with the team admitting that only 3 teams have expressed interest, even though it was made clear that Brown was available 6 weeks ago, the Steelers want to trade him only to an NFC team. Per reports, the Steelers will avoid trading Brown to one of their AFC North rivals or to the Patriots. Now, we don't know which teams have reached out about trading for Antonio Brown, but being that it's only 3, I don't know that the Steelers are in such a great position to be demanding to only send him to the NFC.
Like, I think we talked about this last week. If I could get a 3rd or a 4th round pick, I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like I've already gotten so much out of him for the draft pick. He was a 6th round pick. I got 75 touchdowns and 11,000 yards. I feel like I over-delivered on the draft pick that I think I would give him away for a 3rd or a 4th. Pittsburgh's proven they draft well, especially at wide receiver.
See, your point is that the Steelers shouldn't be greedy, being that they got him in the 6th round.
Stole him.
I feel like being that you're already going to have another season without Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is gone, and now you're losing Antonio Brown. You just lost 2 of your top 3 players on your team.
Yeah.
So you have to try and get something of significance back for him. I mean, do you feel good about a 3rd or a 4th round pick actually manifesting into a player that's half of what Antonio Brown is?
Yeah, I think if they can get some of their dysfunction right in the locker room, with Juju Smith-Schuster becoming not Antonio Brown, but a star Pro Bowl level wide receiver. If I get a really good draft pick, they definitely need to get another running back. Their running backs now are solid. Le'Veon Bell's an A. They're a bunch of B- guys. But again, I don't think this league you can be defined by star players. It's about not having whole. If you go look at the NFL, a lot of Tampa Bay's got star players. What you can't be is bad on your offensive line.
Right.
Bad in your secondary. I don't think stars win in this league. So if I can get picks, I can supplement the holes on my roster. I feel good about it.
I still maintain that despite the fact that you may fill roster spots or even get another star, you still have the issue of the culture is broken there. And more players are putting it on Ben Roethlisberger, and he's still your quarterback. Now, I'm not saying this is all Ben Roethlisberger's fault. Obviously, it's not. But he is the leader of the team. So that's a tone that has to be changed before you move forward with anything, no matter what pick you get. So the Lakers fell under 500, and they lost to the Pelicans on Saturday, who were also without Anthony Davis. So with the season spiraling and LeBron's team below 500 at the latest point in the season for him since his 04-05 sophomore season, LeBron doesn't view himself as the problem.
Last few years, everybody's so accustomed to the losses that I'm just not accustomed to. I'm not accustomed to it. I would never get comfortable with losing game 1 to Houston. It feels the same way as losing game 59 in New Orleans for me. That's just how I'm built. That's who I am.
See, your opinion is that LeBron really hasn't bought into the Lakers.
Yeah.
I feel like there may be a little bit of that going on, but the bigger picture to me is that the Lakers allowed losing to be acceptable for a certain amount of time, mostly towards the end of Kobe's career, and now that has dragged over into the LeBron era. We talk about it all the time that championship organizations have a certain brand to them, right? They have a way. It's more about the actual team, and they have great ownership structure, and everything starts from the top and goes down to the bottom, right? But you can't flip on and off winning and losing mindsets. That's why tanking teams are terrible, despite the fact that they continue to get all these high picks.
Yeah, Celtics
and
never
really
out.
manifests into a championship, because you have to think championship. You have to have a championship mentality. And this is what LeBron is talking about. There's no sense of urgency because it's been acceptable to not win. Now, I'm not saying the Lakers are tanking, but you can't have dysfunction. It can't be just okay to lose. And then all of a sudden, hey guys, it's past the All-Star break. It's time to be disciplined and not make big offensive mistakes and lock down on defense and get the right amount of rest and take care of your body and make sure that you're in a mindset of only winning, when that's not been the environment that these guys have been in for the past couple years. It's just, to me, that's what LeBron is saying. He's saying it's time to kick it into the next gear, not flip the switch on. Winners don't have on and off switches. They have modes. That's why LeBron said it's time to activate. you can cruise through the first half of the season because that's what LeBron's used to doing. I just feel like that's the mentality that the Lakers are missing here, and that's really what he's saying. So finally, almost 1 month has passed since the Knicks traded Porzingis to the Mavericks, and over the weekend there was a curious explanation as to why he had a desire to leave New York. On Zach Lowe's podcast, he said, I don't think he was psyched about playing with Durant. I don't know how directly that was verbalized to the Knicks, but I'm confident that it wasn't something that was his plan A. He wanted to be the face of the franchise.
God.
Now, there's kind of two things to dig into here, because one is Kristaps possibly wanting to leave the Knicks because he wants to be the face of a franchise. And then the other angle is he really felt that confident that Durant was coming to New York that he felt the need to leave.
Yeah. There's so much ego in basketball. But, this is the culture what basketball has become. Find the talent, pay the talent, elevate the talent. But the idea that I wouldn't want Kevin Durant on my team, I mean, I just don't get anybody. Kristaps Porzingis has never done anything in this league. If I heard Kevin Durant was coming to my team, interested. Do you want to win games or not? Do you want to be playing in June? So your shoe companies now are bidding wars to get a shoe deal for you because you're on television when people actually watch the NBA, which is June.
Well, the interesting thing about it is now he's going to be playing with Luka, who is having an incredible season.
That's great.
And is likely going to end up being the face of that franchise.
Yes.
So
winning matters. I'm sorry, but playing in late May and June in this league is how you get the massive shoe deals. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The HERDLINE
Chris
News.
Broussard, former New York Times NBA writer, my guy, basketball savant at FS1. So, I was saying to start the show today is that I felt what happened to Green Bay last year is Aaron Rodgers didn't buy in. He initially bought in, but when Brett Favre bought into Mike McCarthy,